Hi guys, this is question 8 on the Unit 1 Summer 2019 Wjec past paper, and we're given that y equals 2x squared minus 5x. Find dy dx from first principles. Okay, so with first principles there's not much problem solving going on. I think it's just a case of learning the method and just working it through. So the way we do that is, first I'll just write out our equation. So y equals 2x squared minus 5x. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, wherever we see a y or an x, we're going to substitute y plus delta y for y's and x plus delta x for x. So I've got y, I'll do it on the line below, so y plus, a lot of people do their lines like squiggly lines. I prefer to keep mine like a triangle delta. This just so I won't get mixed up with other signs. So y plus delta y equals 2 lots of x plus delta x all squared minus 5 lots of x plus delta x. Awesome. Okay, so now I've got to just expand and simplify this equation. So now I've got y plus delta y equals, so I'm going to keep this 2, so I'm just going to expand this bracket. So I've got x plus delta x, so I'm just going to do the second bracket, so x plus delta x, and this I'll just expand, so minus 5 times x, so minus 5x, minus 5 times delta x, which is minus 5 delta x. Okay, so I'll just expand out this double bracket, so y plus delta y equals x squared, and then I go times it by 2, so I've got 2x squared, and I've got, then I'm going to have plus 2x delta x. So be careful not to collect your x's from delta x's, so try and keep the delta between them. So delta x, x times by 2, so I've got plus 2 x delta x. And I've got plus 2 delta x all squared plus 2 delta x squared. And that's minus 5x minus 5 delta x. Cool. So I'm just going to collect like terms. So I've got y plus delta y equals, so 2x squared plus 4x delta x plus 2 delta x squared minus 5x minus 5 delta x. Okay. So now my next plan is to subtract our initial y. So our initial equation, which is this y equals 2x squared minus 5x, so y equals 2x squared minus 5x. I'm going to just take our equation above from this. So there we go. So my y, so y minus y, so here I'm just going to be left with delta y on the left hand side equals, my 2x squared is going to be cancelled out by this 2x squared, so I've got 4x delta x, and then got plus 2 delta x squared. My minus 5x will cancel out, and I'm going to be left with minus 5 delta x. Okay, so because we're looking for delta y over delta x, I'm now going to divide my whole equation by delta x. Okay, so this means I've got delta y over delta x equals 4x plus 2 delta x minus 5. Cool. Okay, so my next part is, because we're dealing with triangle deltas or squiggly deltas, we want it to be in our normal delta y over delta x, and that is when we limit our squiggly or triangle delta x to 0 for delta y over delta x. Okay, so all that means is this delta x here is going to be put to 0. And so what we get is the derivative equals 4x minus 5. And just a little, we can just double check this. So this is our answer. We can just double check it by differentiating normally. So we have y equals 2x squared minus 5x. So y equals 2x squared minus 5x. If we were to differentiate that, we have delta y over delta x equals, so we times by the power, bring the power down. So we're going to have 4x power 1, so we don't write that in, minus 5. And we can see that's what we have over here, so we know we've gone right. Okay, so now we're on to part B. We've been given that y equals 16 over 5x to the power quarter plus 48 over x. Find the value of dy over dx when x equals 16. So let me write out our equation. So we have y equals 16 over 5 x quarter plus 48 over x. Okay, so we want to differentiate this. So the first thing, when we're differentiating, we're timesing by the x power and then bringing the power down by 1. So here we go. So the first thing I want to do here is make my equation in line. So I want to move this up. And the way we do that, when we have 1 over x, that is the same as x to the power negative 1. So I have y equals 16 fifths x to the power quarter plus 48 x to the negative 1. Okay, and now I can differentiate this. So dy over dx equals, so I'm going to times by the power, so I've got 1 quarter times by 16 fifths, and then I drop the power by 1, so a quarter minus 1 will just give me minus 3 quarters. Okay, so then plus 48, well, we could do times by the power, so we got minus 1 times by 48. Okay, now we just need to drop the power by 1, so minus 1, so it'll be x to the power negative 2. Okay, so let's sort out our coefficients. So here we can have 16 over 20 x to the power negative 3 quarters, and we're going to have minus 48 x to the minus 2. And both our powers are minus, so I'm just going to bring them down. So I'm going to have dy over dx equals, I can simplify this fraction, so I'd have 4 fifths, and then on the denominator I'm going to have x power 3 quarters, and I'm going to have minus 48, because I have a negative power, I'm going to have x on the denominator, x squared. Okay, and so with our question, we got told find the value of dy dx when x equals 16. So I want to find out what dy dx is when x equals 16. So I'm going to just put, wherever I see x, I'm just going to put 16 instead. Minus 48 over 16 squared. And that gives us, put into a calculator, we have 4/5, 16 power 3/4 minus 48 over 16 squared. There we get minus 7/80 as a fraction, which we know is minus 0.0875. And that's our answer. Hi guys, if you found this video useful, please consider liking and subscribing. All written notes will be available in the description. Best of luck with all your exams, and I'll see you in the next one.